Yo, and what is up guys, welcome back to the Gaming Apple. Today I have got my STAM DK build video for you. I've been so excited to upload this. It has been a bit of a rollercoaster for me, trying to actually find this build. I really struggled to get away from dual wield this patch, because I love the pressure from Master Dual Wield, and I've been clinging on to it since it was at its prime, back in August, September kind of time. But now it is time for a change. We are looking to become the best VX potential possible, and I'm happy to say that we have done it. I'm confident that there is no better VX STAM DK than what I have right here. I have tested, well, I don't even think you could imagine how much I've tested on STAM DK. I go through everything, I test with loads of people, and I've done the absolute best I can for you, and it does not fail to impress. If you haven't seen this vignette in action, 2 days ago, it is my Battlegrounds video where I got 36 kills and no death, literally straight after making the build. And then the next day after that, I go and make an ESO serial montage. And you haven't checked them out, go have a look, because they will show you what this build is capable of. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, I know you want to know kind of the sets and stuff, but the first thing I will go through is just my stats. Right, so front bar buffed, we're looking at nearly 17k magic. This is outside of serial, 23k health, 29k stamina, looking at nearly about 2k stamina recovery. You saw the health recovery went up there to nearly 2k, which is really nice. With the, obviously that is with 7th Legion buffed. Then bit of magic recovery. I'll go over the damage quickly now. A little bit of delay there. So that is 4.5k weapon damage. We don't care about the crit. Weapon spell resistance on this back bar looking good. Crit resistance looking strong on our front bar. So we've got really nice resistances, 29.5 and nearly 28k physical. So that's looking really good for the resistances. Again, the stamina recovery and health recovery with this damage is really nice to have. In terms of Mundus, we have gone for this stamina recovery just because of the massive increase to this, and then they increased pots to 40% stamina recovery and rally to 20%, so that's 60%, plus you get in more stamina recovery from your, your skill tree from the champion points. So yeah, you get a lot of extra percentage on top of that. That's nearly like 550 stamina recovery right there, so it's insane. Then we've maxed out our stats, health, stamina, magic. Then with health recovery, because health recovery is really nice to have, I won't lie, we're not doing anything well, it's just there. 64 points stamina, and then the Covenant Hero makes you even stronger. I'm joking. Right, so let's get into the gear then, what you're all here for. So, on the back bar, we're looking at a powered 7th Legion one hand. Doesn't matter, it's axe, sword, dagger, whatever you choose. Makes no difference. But it's powered, we want that 4.5% extra healing. It really does help, guys. We don't need the extra resistances. Then we went for sturdy. You could have gone for reinforced, but reinforced doesn't really go off the armor that well because it's only 1,700 armor, so it's not the biggest armor. So yeah, we've gone for the 4% block reduction there with a healthy enchant just for when you're on the back bar. You get that bit of extra health, which is always nice. So in the 7th Legion, weapon damage, health recovery, crit. Now the weapon damage great, health recovery great. The crit is only really good for maybe an extra healing, but that's only on back bar anyway, so don't worry about that. Then we have, obviously, you get 341 weapon damage and 341 health recovery 15 seconds after you cast this ability here, your armor ability. So that is really powerful because you can just switch bar and have that then on the front bar. Right. And then poisons, if you have any, I've literally just popped them on. You don't really need poisons. Then we got stuns more front bar. So just charge this quickly. So yeah, stuns more front bar. We've gone for Nairnhound. We don't need sharpened, and I'll tell you why we don't need sharpened later on, don't you worry, with the weapon damage enchant. So we've got weapon damage, physical penetration, then we've got and more weapon damage on the front bar. So obviously if I switch bar, so you got that active there for the 5-piece. Then when you set somebody off balance, your physical and stamina penetration increases by 5,312. And this is really good because when you're outnumbered and you roll dodge and you dodge an attack, and say if you have dots already on them like Toxic Breath, you instant get that. This is like when you're VXing, this is up all the time. All you need is to roll dodge and Toxic Breath group. That is up all the time, so you got big leaps coming from that, which is always nice. And we're talking about big leaps, let's get into the big boy set. So we have got Balorgs. So we're running 5 heavy, 2 medium. So this is in a heavy piece. This is we're running 2 impen. I'll get into that later. So yeah, Balorgs, weapon damage, spell penetration, and physical penetration and weapon damage. It is insane. We get so much penetration from this. It is crazy. So yeah, brilliant set. Then obviously we're running, I've chosen to run a stunned chest piece in heavy because it's craftable. I can craft this here. Reinforced on the chest piece, guys, because you get a lot of armor value from it. Then I went for well-fitted shoulders of them. Then stuns, medium, belts, also well-fitted. Stuns, medium, hands, well-fitted. The smaller pieces, medium, please. Just a mid-max that armor value. Then we've gone for reinforced on the legs with the trainee. So we're only using 1 piece of trainee because we had 1 piece free, and the trainee is such a great set. For 1 piece, you just get that nice line of health, and we've chucked this in reinforced to get that really sweet armor value. So yeah, a really nice 1 piece set right here, guys. Not complaining at all. Then we're looking at 7th Legion boots. So that is just an impen. So we've got 2 impen. If you look, 2 impen, 2 reinforced, and then 3 well fitted. That's kind of what we want to be looking for. You can switch 1 well fitted out to sturdy or 2 well fitted out to sturdy, messing on your playstyle. I like the well fitted for the roll dodging because of the stuns, which is always nice. And we block really well anyway because we're a DK, so we get 10% extra block reduction and damage taken. And then we have if you sword and board passive, then you get your champion tree. So I'm got sturdy on the sword and shield. So we are looking really good. Yeah, like about 50% plus, I think, in terms of block reduction. So that's why I went for the roll dodge. Now, I've gone for 1 stam recovery Motherstone. It is infused. All of our jewelry is infused. So 1 stam recovery just to massively bring our stamina recovery up. That is crazy how much that 1 glyph does for us. That's about 500, nearly, yeah, I think around 500 stam recovery with percentages on with that. So that is amazing. Then we have weapon damage here for 7th Legion, still and 7th Legion pieces here. And then we have Markarth Band of Brutality. It is amazing. You have the penetration from, so look at this. We've got 20% penetration from them all. Penetration from the 3rd piece. 5k penetration from here. Then that stacks so well with our dots, Markarth. We get more penetration from this. And then we get penetration from our Toxic Breath and champion points. Guys, I've calculated it. We're not over penetrating. Don't you worry, we are not over penetrating. The only time you're over penetrating is really when you have like a 300 plus leap, 350. But at that point, it's fine anyway. So yeah, our penetration is really, really solid. I love it. Honestly, it's great. And our weapon damage is also solid, especially for the amount of recovery that we have and the amount of health recovery and the massive max stats we have. We are getting everything out of this, guys. That is what I want to bring to you here. We're getting everything. We got good defense, we got really good base stats, a lot to work with there, good recoveries, good damage, do you know what I'm saying? Really good penetration. So yeah, and good resistances, a lot to work with. So let's get into these skills. So on the front bar, race against time, essential. I have tried playing wings here, for the snare removal and the 50% damage reduction. But in all honesty, in outnumbered situations, race against time is just so powerful. It gives you major expedition for 4 seconds. Don't care about the mana force. Wish we could change that, something we can't. But then we get a snare removal as well. So snare removal and speed all in one. It is amazing. This kiting skill, this will keep you alive so much. Just that movement is crazy. And us being an orc as well, yeah, it's brilliant. And then we've got a few pieces. We get 6% from medium armor as well. So we're really stacking some speed in this build. Then fragmented shield, 16% for the major mending, always nice. And then we also get our, if I just go into skills, is it this one? So we get 10% extra damage to the minor brutality. So we want to be keeping this up realistically, guys. Yeah. You want to be keeping that up, right? Then we've got volatile armor. Volatile armor is just for resistances. You can run the other morph. I don't really recommend it though, because the shield that it gives you is negligible. The dot on this isn't good, but what it does do is it brings people out of stealth and it puts an extra dot on people to cleanse. So it is nice just to have that little bit extra, and it is nice to bring in Nightblades out of stealth. And this, of course, procs our 7th Legion, which is nice to bring that from the back bar into the front bar. Now we got Cauterize. Cauterize is so nice. You just leave it. Look, I'll put it on. I won't touch that again for another 10. I won't touch that until it's got about 2 3 seconds left. Okay, it's just a nice just over time heal, just proc it with your vigor, then you got the heal from this, you can block then if you're taking too much damage and maybe, you know, hit it a couple times with a major mending. Just use your magic to heal yourself, don't waste your stamina whilst you're blocking. But yeah, it's always really nice. Then obviously, you know, got vigor. Shield wall, oh my god, I love shield wall. With all the snipers at the moment in Surreal and the desyncing of snipes, this is amazing to have it just in your back pocket, because you can turn that on. You can be pushed on the defensive by like 4 or 5 people, and instead of doing a leap, you're thinking, well, I really want to push defense. Leap is good, but I need a bit more. This is what this gives you. You can put this, get yourself back up, do a few heavy attacks, and get right on the offensive. This is what this allows you to do. I actually went really defensive in a 1v1 before, and I was about to get killed. I had this in my back pocket, I popped it, and I had that guy dead in a cup, and like literally 2 dizzy swings and a stun. Like second dizzy swing stun, and he was dead, because I was just doing some massive damage with the Balrog and everything stacked. I just turned around and banged him. So yeah, that is great to have in your back pocket. Then Venomous Claw, obviously. If you've seen the dot on this, this dot is crazy. So you get your initial dot, and then you get poison. You see the bottom part of the bottom? So you have enemies hit by initial hit are afflicted with the poison stat effect. So that does a double dot in 1 hit, and I'll show you that later. So 2 dots in 1 hit, crazy. With all your penetration at Markarth, that does hit hard. Paired with obviously Toxic Breath. Then we have our Ascendant Execution. But I mean, you can switch this to the other morph. I personally prefer this morph just because when I'm executing, I'm focusing on one person. Like, I know you might want to get a bit of splash damage, but you want to have that if you're bursting someone, you want that person dead. I don't care if you're 1v8ing, 1v4ing, 1v even 1v2ing. Doesn't matter. When you leap, you turn and you look. You do maybe a Toxic Breath after, and you're looking, who am I going to kill? And that is what's executed for. It's like that person's going to die. That's kind of the way that I look at it. Rally, amazing skill. So, obviously you get your major brutality, got to have 20%. Then you get your stamina minor endurance, increasing your stamina recovery by 20%. They buffed it from 8% this patch to 20%, and that is crazy. And then you get a big heal at the end there, so you really can't complain about Rally. Then obviously Toxic Breath, so you get the 5 points, I can't really say 5k, that's basically 6k penetration now after the buff. 6k pen, really nice upfront damage. Obviously I'm not buffed right now, but yeah, that does, if you do an uppercut into Toxic Breath or a leap into Toxic Breath, that is some really good, just straight up AoE damage, which also puts Mana Fracture in them. And then if you roll dodge and set one them off balance, you get an extra 5k from pen, so you can literally nearly just do a Toxic Breath roll dodge and have about 11k pen. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, then we got a Dizzy Swing. So you want your Dizzy Swing, you want a bit of burst, you want to be, okay, I'm going to focus this guy, let's put a bit of pressure. This is what this does. Another way of setting people off balance, you can stun them, set people off balance, just another way for stuns, and then you can time it, do a medium weave after this. So uppercut, medium weave into maybe a leap, so that, you're just getting some big damage, and obviously, yeah, leap. It was not going to take flight. If you're STAM DK, and using the shield morph, stop playing STAM DK. You clearly don't know what you're doing. Or you really need to watch videos like mine where you can learn how to play STAM DK properly. Because take flight is one of the best skills in the game. It is. I love DK because of this skill. There are other notable skills, but this skill is just phenomenal. There wasn't else really to mention. Let's have a little look. Just checking the passive. There was one passive that I wanted to go for, wasn't sure which one. So yeah, increases the amount of damage you can block, 10% right there. So that is really nice to have just in your back, just there. And do you know when you see the Draconic Power ability, you get extra 12% healing. So when you activate this ability, not only when you activate this ability you get the 7th Legion, you also get an extra 12% healing. So when this ability is down, you're missing out on a lot. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Obviously a bit of health recovery, and yeah, some resistances. Obviously really nice. Okay. I'm just going to quickly show you what I have in here. So we're getting a bit of crit, don't care about that. Stamina recovery, nice. Reduction stamina cost, obviously. A bit of sneak. Detection, don't care about that. Weapon damage, we don't care about that. Because obviously we're not 5-piece in this. Then we have the movement speed, 6%, really nice. Roll dodge reduction, 8%, really nice. That's why, this is the main reason I keep the 2-piece medium, because that is a really nice sustained bit right there. Then obviously the heavy armor, so we're getting some resistances, 20% extra health recovery, a bit of constitution, which is nice, 10% extra max health. Like in Cyrodiil, we have 32k and then 30k max health on our respectable back and front bar. Then we get extra 25% extra stamina when we do heavy attacks. Then extra 8% healing receive. So this 8%, you look at this 8% healing receive right there. 8%, okay? 8% plus this 12%. We're already at 20%. 20%, then we go over to here. And we're looking at 24.5%. And then when we get into the champion points as well, we're looking close to about 30+% extra healing done. I know that's half in PvP. That's coming close then again to about 15, 16, 17% extra healing whilst in PvP when it's been halved. And that's close to pre-nerf, like pre-Greymore, 20% nerf to PvP healing. Obviously it was only 10% outside of PvP, but in PvP that was nerfed by 20%. So yeah, that's really bring us back up, which allows us to drop Troll King, or, you know, you don't really see a defensive set in here. I'm playing carefully. I'm stacking health recoveries, I'm stacking stats, I'm trying to stay offensive. None of these sets are pure defense, other than this one piece. Yeah, we're keeping it going in terms of how we're going, like how we're playing this. We're trying to play aggressive but smart in how we build our stats. That's the main thing, we build smart. Alright, now champion points. Now what I always say is your green tree is up to you. Your green and your red tree are up to you. Your blue tree, follow me exactly, please. So, I have 1 point in Siphon just for the extra dot, 16 points into Sprint, 48 points into Warlord. That is just my personal preference. Play around as you see fit. Obviously have a nice bit into Warlord. Then we have Mooncalf, 13% in there. You can play around with this. I have then 10% in here and 5% in here. You could actually argue you could put a few extra percent into health recovery, maybe, you know, chuck a few percent out of here, like that, and then put a bit like this in, and then I don't know, let's have a look. Yeah, you have to play around a little bit, but yeah, you always want them just over the percentage, but you could play around with them as you see fit. Then I got 20% into roll dodge and 10% into block. You can change this again as you see fit. Obviously this is nice as well up here. Increases the health magic review by Ivy. That must just be a glitch. Anyway, yeah, but that's really nice to have. Then I got 19 points into blast. Please put that there. 37 shattering blows, really nice to have with your leaps and your dots on them. We shatter, literally, we shatter those shields, guys. 11 points into physical weapon expert, 72 points into master arms. This is so we can get the tactician passive for exactly 120 points in here. So when we roll dodge, protect people off balance, which goes really nice into this, the exploiter passive. When you set a player off balance, you do 10% extra damage. So when you activate this, you get this. Smart how you do it. You just gotta think smart about where you put your stats, how you build it, getting them percentages, guys. Always gotta stay on top of that. So we have 13% into Firmatage, non-precise strikes because don't care about it, because obviously with Markarth. 3k into piercing, you can lower that a little bit if you wanted to, in all honesty, because we've got massive penetration on this build. And then 64 points into mighty. You know what I mean? Okay, so then we have Ironclad, 56 points. We don't actually get this, we're actually a bit below this, but yeah, we got 56 points in there, 51 points in there. I recommend above 2.8k crit resistance, that's kind of how I recommend. 34 points in the fixed gained, 10% hardy elemental. You could adjust these, maybe put a bit more into hardy. You can play around with them as you see fit. 7% into quick recovery, and I put 16 into heavy armor focus just to bring up our physical resistance, because in as a DK you get a lot of spell resistance, but you don't really get any physical, so we're just trying to bump that up just a little bit. But yeah, that is the CP. I'm going to quickly show you my points now. I'm just going to reset this, cancel that. Okay, alright. So I'll just show you some food. So obviously we're running Bewitched Sugar Skulls, which I said before. And then we're running, so we've got a few Tri-Stat pots, which are always nice to have. Tri-Stat pots does everything for you. And then there are also your... I've only got 17. I need to craft small pots. Goddamn. But yeah, we also have immune, mobility pots. We're immune to knockback for 10 seconds, which is really nice for timing combos. 30% major expedition, so it takes some ease off our magic, and then stamina for the 40% stamina recovery, which is really nice on top of that. Obviously, if you're in a bit of more tricky situations, you can switch from tripods, where you get a lot of extra health recovery and stuff, into these as you see through a battle, and you'll see me do that quite a lot in PvP as well. So just to show you some more quick bits. So what I do have is obviously this. So on the back bar I have my reduction damage taken, reduce the cost of acidic order abilities by 15%, bit of a damage shield there, and yeah, we don't need that. And then we have our Undaunted, so 4% extra from just having 2 different sets, so having 1 heavy, 1 medium, and then a bit from synergies, which doesn't really matter. Yeah, and you got your support, your assault, then Orc. So Orc gives you 2k extra stamina, 1k extra health. I don't really bother about that latter, a little bit there. Then we got weapon damage, which reduces the cost of sprint by 12% and increases your movement by 10%. So with major expedition, that's 40%. With medium armor, we're looking at 46%. So in a heavy armor build, we're getting 46% extra sprint movement speed, which is really, really nice. Can't complain about that. And some nice health, stamina, and damage. So yeah, that's why I've gone for Orc. I love Orc. Yeah, you can also play Nord or Dark Elf are also good options, but Orc, how I built this, Orc is the best in slot. So what I'm gonna do now is just show you a quick rotation. Alright. So what I would say is, if you're doing this, we gotta be careful with our magic, right? So we put this on, we get that. You see, you get that. We proc our 7th Legion, as I said before. So we proc our 7th Legion, and then what we're doing is we try, obviously, kind of a roll dodge and do stuff to set them off balance. And then what we'll do is, dot them up, so we're getting the stuns. So they're off balance and they've taken damage, which means we've activated stuns. Okay. Like I said, you want to be keeping up your Cauterize, if you're taking damage. If you're not taking damage, don't feel like you need to keep up Cauterize. It doesn't have to be up, okay? Especially when you're being aggressive. You can save that magic, put it into something like this, and just Vigors, like Fragmented into Vigor, or a bit more Race Against Time, but like this. You can kind of play around it as you see fit. But yeah, anyway, I would do like a heavy attack into Toxic Breath, then maybe a light attack into Toxic Breath. Maybe try roll dodge about, just see if you can set them off balance, maybe do a medium wave to stun them. But yeah, uppercut light attack into Toxic Breath is always a nice one, so like that. And then if you kind of you can bar swap it to really animation cancel that. Like same with that one. You can really bar swap that. Yeah. But and then you can, once they're off balance, what I will say is, once you've got this up, you got all your damage things up, once they are off balance, so let's try to get this guy off balance. So he's off balance now, do a heavy attack or something into a leap. You don't have to do the heavy attack, just make sure they're off balance, so you get the stuns, you got everything up, and then when you catch them off guard a little bit, do your leap, do your big boy leap. It's gonna, even if they're at full health, it's gonna do some big damage. And if your dots are on them after the leap, if your dots are on them, even at their full health, they're going to struggle from the dot pressure because of Balorgs and stuns and 7th Legion and Markarth just raining down on them like hell. So yeah. But yeah, that's about it, guys, in all honesty. I've tried to go through everything as best as I can. Obviously, I've gone really into detail here. It's because I want you guys to understand the build. I want you to be able to feel comfortable in it, because it's not an easy build. I won't lie, it's not an easy build. It took me some time to get used to this, but I did it because it is the best VX build. I know best VX build is going to be easy. You're going to have to manage your resources, and you're going to have to learn how to survive. And I do recommend blocking when you get under pressure. We have got massive block potential with our 32k health back bar and 30k health front bar. And then your heals just to catch up whilst you're blocking, roll dodges. Use it, guys. Use your movement. Use it all. If you've got any queries at all, message me on my PSN. It's ProXLeader. Leave some messages, and I will try help you out, because this build is hard to use. I won't lie, but it's really worth it. And I'm going to be making some more videos of me using this and fully exploiting how broken this is, because there's no real defense that is full offensive in a heavy armor build. So, without any further ado, guys, I hope this helped you all out a lot. This is, in my opinion, the best stamina DK build of this patch, and I always look for the best DK build. I always do it. But yeah, without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment, because I'd love to know what you guys think. And if you think you've got any better, let me know. I'm happy for a discussion if you think you've done better, because I'm always open to better STAM DK builds. And subscribe if you haven't already, just to stay up to date with all my latest content. Just so you know, the Stampler videos are next, guys. Stampler videos and more STAM DK videos coming out. So, take care, love you all, peace, bye-bye.